Coming up today on Ignite News, the MSA Gives Back campaign finds a winner.
We approved 42 ideas and moved 12 onto the finals. Over 800 signups to the site, over 800 votes in total.
Transgendered organizations reach out.
It's really quite surprising in a city with such a large and tertiary care medical community that we can't actually provide transgender care.
And Mohawk students pay it forward.
I've stumbled upon the movement. It is a worldwide movement in 52 countries, and I thought this would be great for Mohawk.
All this and more coming up today on Ignite News.
Good morning and welcome to your Ignite News for Thursday, March 28th. I'm Noah Salo.
And I'm Ashley Segato. Here's what's making news. A World Vision report has stated that half of the population of food bank users in Hamilton are children. There are enough children using food banks in Hamilton to fill 370 classrooms. Citizens for Public Justice looked at poverty in Hamilton in comparison with other major cities in Canada. Hamilton had a child poverty rate of over 60% in downtown Hamilton neighborhoods.
What if everyone did one kind thing a day? Ignite News reporter Casey Wren explains the message behind the Pay It Forward event.
The Pay It Forward event invites students to do a kind act, like hold the door open or compliment someone. But why have an event for this? Rachel Adamahanis explains how the event got its start here at Mohawk.
I just looked around and thought, we don't really care about each other, and I need to do something. And so I stumbled upon the movement. It is a worldwide movement in 52 countries, and I thought this would be great for Mohawk because there's a whole army of students, and we can make this world a better place with kindness.
With spreading kindness as its main goal, Tracy Kadish says students have readily taken up the call.
There's been an overwhelming response by the students at Mohawk College for Pay It Forward Day. They've been doing random acts of kindness on the streets in Hamilton.
The Pay It Forward event won't last forever, but students can take away its message of kindness for a lifetime. Reporting for Ignite News, I'm Casey Wren.
Hamilton City Council has voted to extend the voluntary pay program for transit riders with disabilities until June 1st. HSR's current system allows disabled or blind passengers to ride the bus for free, paying only if they choose to. The city is trying to change the policy so that everyone must pay in order to comply with provincial legislation. These changes were supposed to take effect on January 1st, but are still under review.
The MSA Gives Back campaign has found a winner just over a month after the competition started. The college and the MSA are providing up to $100,000 to the winner. We're joined by Ignite News reporter Scott Summerhays, who was there for the announcement. Scott, what can you tell us about the presentations?
Well, no, all the presentations had plenty of passion and creativity, but in the end, the judges decided to go with conversions to the Heath Lounge.
Were given their final chance to pitch their ideas Dragon's Den style in front of a panel of 4 judges, including Mohawk. Steve Kosh, Marketing and Communications Manager for the MSA, says the campaign received way more support than they originally expected.
We expected 8 to 12 decent submissions that would be approved. We got over 100 submissions. We approved 42 ideas and moved 12 onto the finals. Over 800 signups to the site, over 800 votes in total.
The winner of the competition, Candace Sharp, is a second-year insurance student set to graduate in 3 weeks. Sharp's idea is to convert the Heath Lounge into silent study rooms, about 5 or 6 spaces for students to come and do work without any other distractions.
I know there's people complain about everything on campus, and having a student decide where money is going, I think is hugely empowering. Like, I just had an idea and it's going to be used for like $100,000 of not my money. It's awesome.
Along with providing the capital investment, MSA's Vice President of Finance, Maxwell Brown, says they'll also have students developing the project, which they hope to be completed by September of 2013. And also that the MSA has put money in their budget to repeat this competition next year. Reporting for Ignite News, I'm Scott Summerhays.
There have been some legal changes for the transgender community as recently as this month. Ignite News reporter Alicia Gallant explores the steps of Hamilton community is taking to help.
Though it may not be visible, there is a strong transgender community in the city of Hamilton, and it needs some help. Every common hour until April 3rd, social service worker student Jill Druin and her classmates will be holding a donation drive for the transgender community. They are looking to collect donations for the Name Change Fund, which assists transgender people who are transitioning in the cost of changing their name. They are also looking for cosmetics and toiletries.
So just to help them out where they can go into a safe place like the well, it will be very helpful for them just to be able to pick it up there.
Access to transgender-specific healthcare in Hamilton is another obstacle facing the community. Dr. Chris Massarella is a physician of the TransCare program in St. Catharines, as well as an assistant clinical professor at McMaster. She also advocates for more doctors to specialize in this area of medicine.
It's really quite surprising in a city with such a large and tertiary care medical community that we can't actually provide transgender care.
One organization in Hamilton that also rallies for transgender people is The Well. Dixon is the co-chair, who says that transgender representation in the provincial and federal human rights codes have paved the way for transgender acceptance.
Bill 279 was passed in federal parliament, which added, gender identity and gender expression to the Canadian Human Rights Code.
A lot of progress has been made for not only the transgender community, but the LGBTQ community as a whole. However, there are some more changes that the community would like to see before they feel completely accepted. Reporting for Ignite News, I'm Alicia Gallant.
Now let's take a look at what's coming up in sports, weather, and entertainment.
Coming up in sports, Jerome McGinley marches his way out of Calgary. Make sure you tune in for all the details.
Oprah's heading into Hamilton, and which Quebec singer got her Juno nomination revoked? I've got all the answers for you coming up on your entertainment update.
Mother Nature continues to toy with us as things stay cool over the Easter weekend. I'm Chelsea Kaufman. Stay tuned for more weather updates.
And here's a recap of today's top stories. World Vision and Citizens for Public Justice take a look at poverty amongst the youth in Hamilton. Hamilton City Council has extended the voluntary pay program for users with disabilities.
And now let's check in with Chelsea for your weather update.
Thanks, Noah. 1 week into spring and flurries are still on our weather forecast. In Hamilton, we will see nothing but clouds and the chance of flurries. We will see a high of 7 degrees. Niagara Falls and London are even gloomier with a high of 5 and cloudy skies. Both Toronto and Windsor are looking a little brighter with a mix of sun and cloud and a high of 9 degrees. Looking ahead to the next 24 hours in Hamilton, this evening, don't expect much improvement as the clouds are here to stay. Temperatures will drop to a low of 0. Expect to get even more clouds and winter chills as we see a low of -3. In the morning, we will see a little improvement with a glimpse of the sun and 0 degrees. Looking at the next 5 days, finally, some sunshine. Mother Nature has decided to give us a small taste of spring with a mix of sun and cloud. We will see a high of 9 degrees. Sun will replace the clouds with bright skies and a high of 7. Unfortunately, this won't last. Sunday, the clouds are back with the chances of light flurries. We will see a high of 7 and a low of 2. Temperatures will drop to 1 degree on Monday with a mix of sun and cloud. And after the holiday weekend, go back to school or work with a full belly, cloudy skies, and a high of 4 degrees. That's it from me with weather. Let's head over to Alicia for the scoop on what's happening in entertainment.
Oprah is bringing her Life Path series tour to Hamilton on April 13th, and George Stroumboulopoulos will be moderating the conversation. Stroumboulopoulos has been a part of Oprah's tour since January, and we'll continue sharing the stage with her for her other Canadian stops. A question and answer session with the Canadian journalist will begin the show. Let's take a look at what's happening on campus and around Hamilton.
Hi Mohawk, I'm Casey Wren with the Community Calendar. Stress Busters invites students to walk their stress away with 10,000 steps a day. From April 1st to 5th, students can keep track of their steps for a chance to win prizes. An etiquette dinner is coming up on April 4th at Carmen's Hotel. It's $10 per person to attend, starts at 6 and ends at 9. Directions are available on Mohawk's website. An open house will be taking place at Fennel Campus on April 6th. It starts at 9 o'clock a.m. and ends at 1 o'clock p.m. That's all for me. Now back to the newsroom.
There were some bumpy rides in Ancaster this weekend. Ignite News reporter Teresa Friesen has the story.
The Ontario Finals Rodeo rode its way onto the Ancaster Fairgrounds this weekend as rodeo fans got their fill of bulls, broncs, and barrels. Barrel racer Mandy Peidel is a rookie on the circuit this year.
I've been barrel racing for almost my whole life, ever since I was little, but I just got into rodeo this year.
Bull rider Nick Gonzalez has been riding bulls since he was 15.
It's really hard to explain what it's like to be on the back of a bull, and when you hear that buzzer go, I mean, you feel like the king.
The bull riders will be riding bulls like these that can weigh from 1,400 to 2,000 pounds. Competitors say the adrenaline rush is one of their favorite parts of competing.
The adrenaline rush. It's crazy when you're running up that chute. You get like an amazing feeling.
An awesome adrenaline rush, and I just love doing it. I couldn't see myself doing anything else.
Joe Scully is the Ontario Rodeo Association president and rodeo announcer. He says the rodeo keeps us in tune with our agricultural roots.
Rodeo is a great celebration of like our agricultural roots. Like the sport's been around since the 1800s, and as the world moves away from an agricultural climate and more into an urbanized like workplace and living space, we really need events like rodeo, horse racing to really keep in tune with Mother Nature and farmers. And with rodeo, it's got great family values. It's a family sport. You have fathers, daughters, sons competing together against each other, with each other, traveling with each other. So we really have we have a message of family, history, and great nostalgia with our sport.
The crowd couldn't get enough of the weekend's events, and some participants just didn't want to go home. Reporting for Ignite News, I'm Teresa Friesen.
A nomination mistake has left a Quebec singer upset about having her 2013 Juno nomination removed from the listing. Alyssa P. was nominated for the Breakthrough Artist of the Year before it was realized that she had already won a Juno in 2005 as part of a pop duo. She is now an independent artist and says that the type of artist she is now is completely dissimilar to who she was in the group. The singer says she's trying to laugh it off and doesn't plan on fighting the decision. That's all for me, Mohawk. Let's pass it over to Teresa for your sports update.
Big trade in the NHL last night. Rome McGinley's Flame has gone out in Calgary, and he will now be marching with the Penguins to the #1 playoff spot in the Eastern Conference. McGinley has been the center of trade rumors all season. The Calgary fan favorite spent over 15 seasons with the Flames and holds the team records for goals, points, and games played. There were 4 games in the NHL last night. Montreal got by the Bruins 6-5 in the shootout. In the Western Conference, the Wild beat the Coyotes 4-3 in overtime. Calgary scraped by with a win against Colorado 4-3 without a Ginla in the lineup. And San Jose shut out Anaheim with a score of 4-0. After being confirmed by his brother-in-law, former CFL assistant coach Ron Lancaster Jr. passed away in his sleep Tuesday. The son of legendary CFL quarterback Ron Lancaster Sr., he worked as an assistant coach in Toronto, Winnipeg, Edmonton, and Hamilton. He made 5 Grey Cup appearances, winning 3 of those, including one in 1999, coaching with his father in Hamilton. Lancaster was found dead in his Hamilton apartment, according to an official with the Tiger Cats organization. And that's it for sports. Let's pass it back to Ashley and Noah.
A Connecticut man who drove the wrong way for 11 miles on the Massachusetts Turnpike before interstate police pulled him over may be losing his license. Thaddeus Stutowski, 87, of Staffordville, Connecticut, got on an exit 10 at the Turnpike Sunday night and drove east in the westbound lanes. It turns out neither alcohol or drugs were involved. Thaddeus is just old.
And that's all your news for Thursday, March 28th. I'm Noah Salo.
And I'm Ashley Zagato. For more news coverage, tune into our website at ignitenews.ca. Thanks for watching, Mohawk.